Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are all doing well. I am just back from my Turkey trip that I took for about a week and a half. And so yeah, I might still look a little tired, but yeah, I wanted to get a video filmed because I've been trying to keep like the once a week upload. So anyway, it's just a little goal that I have for myself. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Emily and I love handbags. I also love fashion, travel, luxury. So if you like any or all of those things, consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell so that you'll be notified of my future videos. Today's video is an unboxing of this Hermes item sitting right here, but I do have a lot of footage from my trip, so I do hope to get some vlogs out soon. So if you're interested in what I did, what I saw, what I ate, where I went in Turkey, leave a comment below so that I'll know to push those videos up. I do have a lot of suggestions of where to shop, where to eat, what to avoid, and yeah, I think it's probably one of my favorite countries now that I keep thinking it over, like what I did, what we went to see and do. So I highly recommend visiting, but I do have some tips. For the record, I did go to Istanbul and Cappadocia, and I would definitely go back. Actually, I have to go back. More on that in the other vlog videos and such, but today's video is more so on Hermes unboxing, but also my thoughts on luxury, at least from what I saw in Turkey. All right, so I know a lot of you are here for just the unboxing of this Hermes item, but I do want to let you know that I will continue to share my experience on the purchasing of this in the Istanbul airport. The Istanbul airport was rated the best international airport in 2022. So they do have a lot of stores, they do have a lot of sales, and the prices are not bad at all. So I would suggest you stay for that info if you're interested in, you know, what the pricing looks like, what the availability of items at Hermes looks like. I will also tell you more about what I saw in the country, Turkey, and designer items and goods and my views on that. So if you're interested in how other countries have their items or luxury items displayed or used by the public, definitely continue to watch. All right, so this item was purchased on my way out of Turkey. So I was flying from the international airport in Istanbul back to San Francisco, SFO, and they did have an Hermes store right when you go into the past security, passport control. It's like right there, along with other very high-end designer store, all right there. In fact, they do have even like a small kind of, not small, it's actually kind of big, open kiosk of a lot of brands such as Celine, Chloe, Loewe, I think a lot more, that were marked up to like 40%. So just want to let you know that this is one of the stores that were like of its own store. And I walked in, I'll try to insert some clips of the store. It's not a huge store, but they did have bags displayed. I'll go into that a little bit more, but let me just show you what I got here. It is a small box that looks like this. I don't know if you can guess what's inside. And it also does come with a receipt. I did not get any ribbons, which is totally fine because I was also, here's the receipt cover. I was also afraid that I might have to open it because it is a duty-free item technically. And so I guess it is probably better that it's not all wrapped up. So I walked through the store and this caught my eye immediately. It was something that I had wanted to kind of get, not this exact item, but I did walk through the entire store and they did have ready-to-wear shoes and bags. But let me just unbox this. Again, if you can guess what it is, leave it in the comments below. So it does come with like a padded foam on top of the lid, or on the bottom of the lid, but on the top lid. And it does have this Mosaic AU24 pamphlet. And here we are. This is a Mosaic Platinum soy dish. So let me bring it closer. I have been looking for this print for a while. I know a lot of people love the sushi dish. I think that was what it was. And then they use it for holding jewelry on the nightstand or something like that. So I do love this pattern. I've actually wanted to get a teacup set, but they were always out of stock. So I was actually very surprised to see this available at the store. So it's right here. What it looks like here. It's made in France, and there's actually a second level right there. It's the same dish, as you can see. Actually, let me see if I can show you. I don't know if it'll focus well enough because it's very light, and yeah, but they're both the same dish, made in France. They're both the platinum color. It does also come in a gold color, but I like the platinum and I'm glad that they had it because this was the last set that they have as well. So I was doing some calculation because I have not done too much research on this item because it was just not ever available at my store, but it was listed for 87 euros. So that was the funny thing about Turkey is that while they do have their currency, which is the Turkish Lira is used in a lot of their stores, such as, you know, if you bought something from a merchant there, if you ate breakfast, lunch there, it's all in Turkish Lira. But if you go into higher end stores, or in this case in airport luxury stores, everything is listed in euros. However, at checkout, I was charged in liras. So I don't know why that is the case, or what goes on, but I do notice that a lot of times, even when I am outside of the airport, if I buy a experience, so for example, a hot air balloon ride, it's always listed in euros. So my thinking is once it gets to a certain price, they just change it to euros because the number for Turkish lira is very high. Anyway, I'm not sure if that is the case. That's just my thinking. This was listed in euros, and I converted it back to US dollars at the time, and it was a lot cheaper to buy it at the airport, duty free. Actually, even without tax, it's still cheaper than if I were to buy in the US, and it has to be available in the US. So I bought it right away because it was available, but it was also less expensive to buy it here. Ultimately, I think I paid about $200 US for 2 dishes. And the other interesting thing is, while it's listed per dish, is 87 or 84 euros per dish, you have to buy them together, which is fine because I wanted 2 anyway. But just to let you know, I think it's just how it's displayed. The box was stored with 2 in it, and so yeah, I had to buy 2, which was fine because I wanted to buy 2. But it's funny how they price it per one, because if you're making someone buy 2 anyway, you may as well list it for the price of 2. Anyway, that's besides the point. I'm just very happy about this. I know they say it's a soy dish, but the reason why I was extra interested in getting this was because I had purchased a lot of other items from Turkey, Istanbul mostly, when I was there. So just to show you, I did get some Turkish tea cups. We had Turkish tea maybe like 4 or 5 times a day there. The hospitality was amazing in Turkey. Everywhere you went, they offered you tea. So I did end up buying some Turkish tea cups. As you can see, one is in the glass form and one is sort of ceramic with this very pretty print. This one I got in Cappadocia. I went to a specific artisan ceramic store, and this is actually a gift from them. This one I actually bought myself. This top piece, the cup part, was actually bought in Istanbul in the Eminönü markets, which, pro tip, it's actually a lot cheaper than if you were to buy it from the Spice Bazaar or the Grand Bazaar. So if you're interested in where to get your good teacups, souvenirs, definitely subscribe so that you'll be notified of my future vlog videos, which I'll try to cover where I went to purchase a lot of these items. All right, so back to the Hermes soy dish. Now, why I was really looking forward to buying this in Turkey was because not only was it a design that I had wanted, but it acts as sort of the Turkish teacup saucer. So as you can see before, when I had showed you, it usually comes with a saucer, this glass. So I thought this was perfect for this. So it's a good kind of souvenir for myself. I love luxury, but I also really liked the culture of tea drinking in this sort of fashion. So I definitely thought it was like a 2-in-1, multiple in one. Yeah, so that's another big reason why I gravitated towards it and I just got it. So just looking at the receipt, it was 87 euros, but I was charged ultimately in Turkish liras for 4,000 Turkish liras. And at the current exchange rate, for all of my US viewers out there, it's actually really good. So a couple years ago, I think 2 or 3 years ago, the $1 US was about 8, I think, Turkish lira, but right now it's $1 US to 20, 19 point something, almost 20 Turkish lira. So we have kind of more than doubled our spending ability while in Turkey using Turkish Lira. So it is a big discount, if you will. So if you are traveling there soon, if you plan to, if you don't plan to and now you want to, just keep that in mind, that things are definitely easier to purchase because your $1 US dollar does do a lot more in Turkey. So the next thing I wanted to cover was about the airport. I did not have enough time because there was a lot of security to go through. There were actually 2 security points. One in any airport, it's usually the metal detecting one, so you can bring liquids through. But the second one is where the liquids come in. So you have to go through multiple like checkpoints. And so it does take a little bit more time. And then you have to go through a passport control when you leave Turkey. And so that one also took time. But once you get through all of that, I think that took us about an hour. And you can go anywhere in the international terminal. And like I said, they had Hermes, I think they had Gucci, they had Celine, Chloe, and a lot of them did have like a sale. Not for Hermes, obviously, but for a lot of the other brands, there was like up to a certain amount % off. So again, I did not have enough time to go through all of that, but looking at just Hermes where there was no sale, it was more beneficial for me to buy there. So for example, when I looked at these soy dishes on the US website, on the Hermes US website, it was 120 US dollars. But if I were to have purchased it, you know, in Istanbul airport and do the conversion, I think I save about 20 something dollars per dish. And that is before the tax. So if I were to have bought it at my local store, I would have paid an extra probably 8 to 10% tax on top of that. So it is a big savings. I don't think it's like something that is enough savings for you to purposely fly there, because obviously the airfare and all that does add up. But if you're already there, you might as well look because it is cheaper to get it there. The other thing I wanted to mention was that the store did have a lot of bags. Actually, even in this San Francisco International Airport, they have bags displayed, and a lot of them say like for display only. But in Turkey, when I was buying this, I decided to just ask them. I was like, so it says display only, but do you have any? And then they would say, we have no bags. I was like, oh, okay, so that's very Hermes of them. Like it's a legit Hermes store then. But I'm pretty sure they do have bags, because when I asked the cashier, I was like, so do you have bags coming in at any given time? Like, will you? And she had said, well, we don't have any today. I was like, oh yeah, I'm just curious, like what about other days? And she's like, yeah, they do come in, but we don't know when. We don't know how many, we don't know what kind. So yeah, it's kind of just random. So that tells me it's very similar to the Hermes stores. They would tell you that, and it's not always the case. Obviously, they probably have bags in the back, but they reserve it for certain people. I do find it interesting because at an airport store, you can't really build a profile. So I'm not sure how that works. I think it's just like how much you buy at the time, right? So just a little tidbit up there if that helps you at all. I wasn't planning on buying a bag anyway, but if they had one, I probably would have gotten one because the exchange rate and the pricing was a little better. So yeah, I wasn't expecting it though, but just thought I'd share that with you. The last thing that I wanted to touch upon in this video was actually luxury items as a whole in Turkey. I was actually surprised about this, and many of you might already know this if you've traveled there before, if you've lived there before, but the replica market is like crazy. Every store that not every store, but many stores that I walk by, and this is not just like a little, stand that someone put up. It's like legit brick and mortar stores. The stores have like names. It's not names that I recognize, so it's like probably a standalone shop, but they have things in their display, the window display of designer handbags. And it's like crazily similar, meaning it's not just the shape or the design of the bag, but it actually has the brand name on it or the brand logo on it. So it's definitely a replica. And it's all over the place. I personally did not bring any high-end luxury bags there. I think the only thing that I had brought was a vintage pochette accessoire from Louis Vuitton, and I added a strap so that I could wear it crossbody. But that's the only like high-end luxury brand. I did bring a Turkish brand, which actually is hiding behind here. I know some of you asked me to do a review, updated review on this one. This is by the brand Meloy, and it's the Sarah tote. So I did bring that one because I wanted to sort of use a Turkish brand item in Turkey. So I brought that, and I also had my Longchamp backpack, but I didn't bring anything like expensive, and I'm kind of glad I didn't because the feeling that I got with so many replicas available, it's like you don't know what is real. In fact, I assumed anytime someone's carrying a luxury handbag, it's fake. And it's not just handbags, it's like anything. Belts, clothing, like t-shirts, pants, jackets. They had it in all kinds of brands, like Dior, they had it in Chanel, Gucci, Fendi, like any brand that you can think of, they've replicated. And so I'm just like, I can't tell what's real anymore or what's fake anymore. Some of them are really badly done, so you can, but unless you have like a very close magnifying glass, you don't know if it's real or not. And when something is so saturated across, you know, the entire city or actually country, it's just like, I don't feel like going luxury shopping because walking out of the luxury store with my handbag, somebody else is also carrying a replica. So it kind of like, I think, takes away from that special feeling. I mean, the bag that I buy, I should like regardless of who else has it, but I don't know. There's just something about I think luxury items having a little bit more exclusivity, having a reputation or having a standard that when it becomes replicated and it doesn't hold those standards, exclusivity, all the things that listed, it just kind of takes away from the real thing, I think. So I think this is a big issue, and I think it's something that is worth covering more in detail, but I just wanted to bring it up that this is what I saw when I was traveling. And yeah, so I never felt like I wanted to go into any luxury store. The only time when I actually thought to take a look was when I was leaving and on my way back to San Francisco. I just wanted to bring this up because I am unboxing a luxury item that I got in Turkey, and I want to make sure that I kind of touch upon the feeling that I had while I was there about luxury. And yeah, it's totally different. So anyway, take it for what you will. That's just what I noticed. If you would like to see more of what I had been shopping, doing, like I said, I will try to do a vlog of it soon. I highly recommend going to visit. I definitely will be back because I did not get to do some of the things I wanted to do. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have been there and you have noticed the same things or you have similar thoughts, I would love to hear it from you as well. Leave it in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate a thumbs up and subscribe. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. See you guys next time. Bye.